Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Saturday evening. You know what that means. The Hot Tag Podcast is back in action. We are just, what, an hour and 18 minutes away from Backlash kicking off this year. We got to talk about the WWE draft a little bit. We got to talk about the new World Heavyweight title a little bit. And of course, Backlash itself. We're going to have predictions. We're going to be going through all of that. But before we get to any of that, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Like the video. Why aren't you doing that? Subscribe as well. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you drop a follow. We really appreciate you guys. We're going to try get on this weekly train again. Life's been crazy, but we're getting back on that weekly train. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay? But, as always, my co-host, my tag partner, Teddy. How we doing, brother?
What's up, guys? Rolling in here for another week of shows. And honestly, there's nothing better I'd rather do go on a Saturday than talk wrestling. I just love wrestling. And I want to apologize. Last week was my fault why we didn't film last week. I was feeling under the weather. I had a lot of schoolwork on my plate. And by the time I finished schoolwork, I was asleep by 8 o'clock last week. Literally was out cold, lights out.
Yeah.
Snoring hard. So that was my fault last week, but let's get back into it.
We're good.
Here, talking wrestling, and like you said, we got the draft, we got the new World Heavyweight title, which I'm always a fan of the World Heavyweight title. And so, actually, let's talk World Heavyweight title real quick, then talk draft, then talk pay-per-view. I know we were gonna start with before we went live. I said let's start with the pay-per-view, but then
he just completely flipped it 180 on me, Chad. Anybody
then,
watching this, he literally not 30 seconds ago was like, we're not going to have a plan, but we're going to do Backlash first and then see what happens. And then as soon as I got done with my intro, Audible called.
That's my fault, guys, but I'm feeling it. As soon as I said World Heavyweight title, and then I went into how I love the World Heavyweight title, I was like, we just got to roll with this.
Yes.
I literally had said to him, too, I said, we'll start with the pay-per-view, and you know how we are. We'll jump around. Did we jump around? We sure did.
Yes,
World Heavyweight title. One thing I'm hoping they're going to do with this, I'm hoping it's going to be a continuation of the belt that they retired back in 20 whatever year they retired the belt. I want to see that lineage. I want them to, and even like I would love for them weeks leading up into Night of Champions to just be playing memorable moments of that title run, memorable matches, highlighting some of the greatest World Heavyweight champions we got in history. And for me, I've heard people say, Edge is the best, Batista is the best, Triple H is the best. Some people have it Edge, Triple H, then Batista top three. I roll it Edge, Batista, Triple H, and I would honestly, me personally, I'd put Batista number one. Well, listen, Edge has the most title reigns, the World Heavyweight title. Batista has the longest title reign of the World Heavyweight title.
It's funny. You're right. I can't argue that that's factually correct, but like the first person I think of when I think of the World Heavyweight title is Triple H.
But here's the thing, that's you, and the first person and not just because I'm biased, but there's a lot of people who think about that title and they think Batista or
For
they think
me,
Edge.
It's Triple H, then Batista, and I guess obviously Edge. Yeah,
I know he held it the most, but he didn't hold it with the most respect like Triple H and Batista did.
Right. Like,
but I mean, and you could be right there because look at it on the WWE's homepage. Who are the two people they have up there for the World Heavyweight title? It's Batista and Triple H. Triple H pinning Randy Orton and Batista.
Yeah.
But
he was also the very first World Heavyweight champion.
He was the inaugural World Heavyweight champion. But Edge has the most title reigns.
Yeah.
And not to mention that, who has he beaten for that belt? John Cena, Batista, The Undertaker. Now, did he do that all in fair fashion? No. He didn't beat not a one of them in a fair fashion. Actually, he did roll up Batista, who had a leg injury. He did roll him up.
Yeah. But that's why I don't put, I can't knock his title reigns, right? They're there. I don't know. I just don't ever like putting cheap heels at the top of lists.
That's fair. But
I would put Edge as a WWE champion higher than I would put Edge as a World Heavyweight champion. I thought his work, going after Cena the first time in '06, and then that run he had thereafter was that's what put Edge on the map, honestly, and that's probably why I feel that way. But
But I mean, what put him more? He main evented WrestleMania with that title against The Undertaker.
right.
He cashed in on The Undertaker after grueling matches. Like, he
Well,
interjected
he
himself.
cashed in on Cena the first time
That's, uh, that's true, but
after an elimination chamber that happened 15 minutes for me, and you
so
didn't
that
want to
I
go.
mean, you know, there it's close, but I mean, also this he beat Batista and Undertaker in a triple threat match to win the title.
Yeah.
Crazy. Did he do it fair? No. And then let's bring this back to the current world title. That's what I hope they do. And here it is, hot take. You've everybody on this channel has heard my disdain for this man, but I think, well, I have two people I think who should win, but I do, to loop everything together, I think Edge should be the first person to win the title. Now we all know my disdain for this man, and I think he's old and he needs to retire and he needs to start putting people over, but he hasn't. This man hasn't lost to anyone clean. He's beaten many people clean. He's on top. I mean, he's got a better winning record than Brock Lesnar right now. He's beating people clean, and what a great way for him to bring it back. As Edge had to retire the belt. I mean, Edge had to retire. The first time he retired, he gave up the title. What a better full circle story for him.
No.
It's there. I understand.
I'm honestly stunned because I never in a million years thought you would put this belt on this Edge. That's shocking to me.
This Edge is the most dominant version of Edge we've ever seen.
I mean, that's fair. But
he pinned the Demon easily. I mean, who else has pinned the Demon besides Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe? The Demon's only lost to 4 people, and that was and those people and then with respect, those people he's lost to, the Demon, Samoa Joe was at the top of NXT. Those were different territories. There was top tier people. Kevin Owens is one of the best NXT wrestlers of all time, and so was Samoa Joe. Tier people beat him. It was NXT and the WWE itself. Only Roman has beat him due to a faulty turnbuckle. He beat him due to a faulty turnbuckle.
Yeah, I remember that. That was.
So I mean, do I really? I wouldn't be mad at it. Do I really think he should win it? I wouldn't be mad at it. To me, it's a full story.
It is a cool story. I agree.
Yeah. Now, here's who I really think should win it.
Okay, thank you.
Now, this, I was saying when we first heard of the belt, can't be this man, but I think it needs to be this man. I think Cody needs to win this title. Here's why. Let me lay out the groundwork. I pitched this to a couple people and they said they liked the story, and so this is how I know it's not going to work because the people like it. Cody Rhodes is going to win the title. He's going to carry it. He's going to put some respect on him. He's going to start poking the bear, talking about how he's the dominant champion. Roman's going to perk up. They're going to wrestle. Champ versus champ, SummerSlam. No title on the line, just champ versus champ, because Roman wouldn't dare put his title on the line, so Cody calls him out to just a regular match. Champ versus champ to see who's the real champ of WWE. Cody wins. Pins him. First time Roman's been beaten forever. Now, what does this do? This puts some more around Cody. Not only that, Roman's still champ. His title reign's still going strong. But now he's lost. Now he starts getting a little chip on him. Starts getting angry. Starts doing erratic things already, like we were already seeing. We thought he was paranoid before. Man, watch this man now. Now he's doing stuff like tossing Dominic Mysterio outside the ring again. He's going crazy.
That shit was so funny.
Now one day, Royal Rumble comes. Cody defends his belt at Royal Rumble. Roman interjects in the match and costs Cody the title. Now, Cody's pissed. We got a new person who wins the Royal. Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins wins the title. He's carrying it into WrestleMania. Or Gunther wins it. Somebody wins it. carries it into WrestleMania. Seth wins, whatever. Who care? I don't care. One is Gunther, Seth, or Drew. If Drew's still around, wins it.
Yikes.
Wins it. Holy crap! Was it that really?
Yeah, we
Anyway,
were around for a minute.
so he wins it, and then all of a sudden Cody's like, "I want Roman. Roman, you came for me. You got a problem with me. Let's settle this up." Cody enters the Elimination Chamber. Comes in number one, outlasts everybody. Talk about getting heat behind him. Talking about getting people cheering for this man. This man comes in number one Elimination Chamber and survives to the end. And now we got Cody and Roman, the rubber match, WrestleMania, for the Undisputed Championship.
What a road.
I think if you do it that way, or something similar, the hype will be bigger this time around than it was this year. Because it's a rubber match. We've seen Cody beat him. Now there's so much more like animosity between these two, and now we're not doing the whole they're not touching. These dudes are slugging it out in the ring before WrestleMania arrives.
It's interesting. It is. I don't see Cody Rhodes winning this title at all. I don't. It seems like he's still focused on Roman. He's still making comments about it. That's the only thing he cares about is the title that Roman holds. He said that this past week or last week.
The interesting thing about that, by doing that, you devalue this world championship already.
I don't think so. I think if you give it to Seth Rollins, it's all at that level. We've said that Seth Rollins is Roman Reigns is A, Seth Rollins is B. Like, he is your next world champion. I get Cody Rhodes. Everybody loves Cody. Nobody besides Roman Reigns is hotter than Seth Rollins right now. He got a 10-minute ovation of his song in France.
You're telling me Seth Rollins is hotter than Cody Rhodes right now?
Yeah.
I don't.
Because people are pissed off that he's involved with Brock Lesnar for no reason.
People are pissed off that they're not taking that on Cody. I mean,
nobody's taking it out on Cody. I agree.
Oh, yeah,
but I think it's taking steam off of it, is what I'm saying.
I mean, people sing Cody's song.
They say, well, yeah, but
like, when they hit that, well, I mean, people's eardrums pop.
Because you were at WrestleMania when it happened, when he was going at the title.
Just put it in the comments in Puerto Rico when he went out for the press conference. They cheered so loud that their eardrums popped.
Did anything freaking happen with Seth Rollins?
What about?
I'm asking.
He didn't know. Seth wasn't at the conference.
Okay.
And then, listen, your ears can pop twice in a damn night.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I think Seth Rollins is the hottest person in the company right now.
I doubt that. No way. I get it. This is the way I put it at. It's like me trying to sit here and say Batista was hotter than Cena in 07. You know, we just knew that wasn't true. Seth, you like Seth, so you think there's no way Seth is not hotter than Cody right now. Cody is steaming hot still. After that bullshit that happened to him at WrestleMania, Cody is still hot right now. People want Cody. Cody and Brock are about to main event a pay-per-view.
They are not main eventing.
Who's main eventing?
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
They're main eventing?
It's Bad Bunny. It's a street fight. It makes it like that's the only reason it makes sense. I have heard that, yes. I read that yesterday or today. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, that's not a prediction. That's something I read. Yeah.
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest main eventing? That's wild.
It's because it's a Puerto Rico show. That's why. And there's nobody bigger in the world than Bad Bunny right now.
That is true. But yeah, I don't code.
I'm telling you that the lot. I see it everywhere. I
Yeah.
am a Seth Rollins fan. I understand that.
Well, I could see Seth winning the title, but I'm not. Seth is not as big as Cody is right now. I can't find it. Cody's huge.
I understand that, but like I haven't heard a single person say, "Oh, I can't wait to see Brock versus Cody." No one cares about that. Okay, I
I've heard a
actually
lot.
did one person. I heard
I
one.
was just saying, I don't. No, listen. Let me tell you something. The only reason people are interested to see Seth and Omos at all is because we're just hoping that Seth wins, and not
Well,
everybody
at
else.
this point, it's more than an okay. Like 2 weeks ago, it was kind of iffy. Like I don't know if Seth's gonna win, but like after all these world title claims he's been making, like if he
I'm also
doesn't,
like very
if he
just
loses,
surprised to see like this is how bad Seth has gotten. I'm just like, how is Seth supposed to? That's how bad. Like that's how bad Seth is. Like run has been. Like he's been just hasn't been winning like that. Where I'm literally like in my head like, how's he supposed to? Like I'm really like
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, this is how bad Seth's wins have gotten. I'm actually wondering how the hell Seth is supposed to beat Omos.
I mean, it's not gonna be that hard. You just gotta chop him down.
I guess. It's like I'm just like, all right, let's
It's
see.
all anybody his size could do.
But I mean, Seth is hot, and he's getting hotter and hotter again. But Cody's Cody's the man right now.
I'm not saying Cody's not the man. I just saying at this moment, I think Seth Rollins is hotter than Cody Rhodes is.
I think Sammy's still hotter than Seth Rollins is right now.
I feel like the shine's coming off of that as well.
The shine is coming off, but I still think he's hotter than Seth Rollins right now. Like,
Sami
here's what it
Zayn
is.
by himself, like yeah, I just
Sammy's
like
coming down and Seth is coming up to meet him, but that it's still Sammy's still above him, like popularity wise right now.
yeah.
People love Seth Rollins, but don't get it mistaken. People love Seth Rollins, but to sit here and say that
I feel like you didn't watch the Monday Night Raw in Chicago. That 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 was insane. Like the reaction he got was much greater than the one Cody got. That's mostly what I'm basing it off of.
that's one city, and I have to go back and
And
watch
then
it
what
again.
happened?
Okay,
WWE tweeted about his reaction in France.
I've seen that. Then they said they serenaded him for like what 11 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
That's fucking
Hey,
impressive. Who said that?
right. He goes, you guys
Oh.
disagree so much. I go, that's what makes this a great show.
Well, yeah, we're not supposed to agree on everything. That would be boring.
Exactly. And it's funny actually. This is like the first time we just kind of agreed to disagree because most of the time we kind of smooth it out.
I just feel like right right now at this moment in time. And I feel like if it weren't for this stupid freaking match with Omos, if he was in a meaningful match, that I don't think there would be as much of a conversation about it.
I'll tell you what.
Because this is what I said last time we had a show when I went off about this match. This is not good for either of them. It's just not. You either squash Omos again, or it's like, or it does next to nothing for Seth.
It's pretty bad for both of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad for both. I'll tell you what though. This is my argument. You couldn't have Monday Night Raw without Roman if Cody wasn't there. You would have to have Roman on that show.
Wait, say that again. I don't know if I
The
heard.
reason we can do a brand split and have these two on separate, and have Roman not come over the Raw or anything, is because we have Cody on Raw. If we didn't have Cody on Raw, you wouldn't be able to have Roman not show up on Raw.
I mean, I guess that's true, but
You even went so far as to put Edge and Roman on the same show. And so now you have just Cody and you have Seth, but Cody's leading that charge.
I mean, he is the piece right now. Yeah, he was their building piece clearly.
Yeah. So,
But
I
it
mean, yeah.
still
So
doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like he's gonna be involved much in the world. But
I can see that. It's hard for me to see that, but like I can see that, and then, but I still, to me, that really is a disrespect.
well, I was
You're
just
gonna have
about
your
to
top
say
guy
at the
on your
same
show.
time to not have him involved at all seems weird too.
Yeah. To not have for him to completely look over the world title,
Right.
I see it as like this world title is at a severe disadvantage because Roman won. They bet if they don't consolidate that title going into Night of Champions, it's a real it looks bad for the world title. That world champion, I really and this is why I think it would be cool because it's like you give him a rubber match. I mean, I don't think that world champion needs to beat Roman. You need to solidify like, hey, this world champion's on the same level. If not, it's a step above the IC title and that's it. Like you're still calling one champion the undisputed universal champion. Undisputed means you're the only world champion.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of the word.
Well, right now he still is because the other one hasn't been crowned.
True. So that's what I'm hoping. Like they have to change that title name, and then which is still a whole.
I think it would just be the Universal Championship again.
Then we don't have a WWE Championship.
Guess not. Unless they call it the WWE Universal Championship.
I guess so. Yeah, they just combine the lineage
Yeah.
titles.
I guess.
Um,
Even though the lineage of the Universal title besides Roman is shit. Well, okay, here's something. We're not.
well, Brock had the second, like he had the second longest Universal Championship run with 400 something days, which is the second longest uh, title reign.
Okay,
modern era.
significant Universal Championship runs. Finn Balor because he was the first. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. That's it.
Yeah, can we even really say? I mean,
Because he was the
he's
first, like he's always
it
going to
wasn't
be
even a
remembered.
reign, though.
Oh yeah, but like he's always going to be
He won
remembered.
it, and then the next day, literally the next day, vacated.
But he's always going to be remembered as the first ever Universal Champion.
Good for him. He deserves that.
Right, and that's why I don't want to leave him out of that conversation. I really don't. That's another name I've seen thrown around as a person to win the World Heavyweight Championship is Finn Balor.
Imagine that. And the first one to win it again. It's like, but here's the thing. I think 3 people who I think should win this. 4. I think it should be Cody, Seth, Drew, or Edge. But let me tell you if I had it my way, who would be the number one? And
Edge can't.
He can. Why can't he?
He's on SmackDown, isn't he?
Yeah, but so that's why I was going to also mention. So well, Triple H said in the press conference.
It's exclusive to Raw, I thought.
Yes, but if a SmackDown superstar wins it, they will become a Raw superstar.
Well, that's corny, but okay.
Raw will be hosting 2 triple threat matches, with the winner of the 2 triple threat matches meeting that night in the main event to determine the Raw winner. SmackDown will be hosting 2 triple threat matches with the winner doing the same
thing, yeah.
And so then those 2 winners, the winner of SmackDown and Raw, will meet at Night of Champions. Now,
What?
who I really think should win that and bring is Gunther, but he has the IC title. Gunther, now that's a whole other story. If Gunther wins that's a whole other thing. But
he will eventually, in my opinion. He has the IC title right now.
Mark my words. I think Gunther will be carrying that title into WrestleMania 40.
Night of Champions the 27th, right? I'm going to the Monday Night Raw after that.
What?
Dude, I hope so. I think that's the one I'm going to. Eddie, say what you're gonna say. Sorry.
I was gonna say it's time to move on. We've been on the World Championship for a while.
Yeah, that got deeper than I thought it would. Not in a bad way, but yes, I am going to be at the Raw after Night of Champions. So I will be there to coronate the brand new World Heavyweight Champion. Let's go. That's super dope.
Nice. Yeah, I mean it could be anyone, that World Champion. It could be anyone. But they're gonna have to do a great job.
It'll be interesting to see who's in the match, and I'm excited they're doing it tournament-esque style. I'm a little upset it's not like an official bracket, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Um, the draft. We'll cover this really quickly because we kind of already talked about it.
There wasn't too much crazy. If, in my opinion, nothing was crazy. I thought our mock draft, like the rounds were off, but our mock draft final rosters were pretty close.
You know what was interesting to me is the people who got drafted from NXT.
I didn't see Indy Hartwell coming up at all.
JD McDonough, like
you drafted him though.
I did draft him, but I mean, like the people who got drafted, and then like what's his name, Grayson Waller. What? Grayson Waller got drafted?
He's so good though. I'm telling you, man.
I know, but I'm like over like Breaker and Hayes. But I guess if you took Breaker or Hayes, you're just
they're still in a feud right now. That's why.
Yeah, you're hurting the roster. You take one of those two.
They're in a really good feud right now, actually. But yeah, no, I thought the draft was cool. Like, on with Indy, she's gonna do the way with Gargano, Candice, and Loomis again. So that'll be cool.
I like the amount of factions we got in the WWE. I think we should continue to build our factions and then pluck out stars that emerge from the factions.
Yeah.
I also heard this. I don't know if I heard of this or if I made this up. I think the WWE. I think they should change the names of the women's championships because this whole SmackDown Raw title thing. If you're gonna draft this, it should be like the WWE Women's Champion and then the World's Women's Champion, the World Heavyweight Women's Champion, something like that, or the Universal Women's Champion and the WWE Women's Champion, because so that way it can go cross brand without any problems. Because now you got the SmackDown and the Raw thing, and then it's just like, oh, here's the title.
Swap titles.
Yeah, let's swap belts. Here's the title, and then now we just have it where like Bianca and Rhea just like, nope, I'm the other brand's champion, and I'm over here.
Yeah, it's like it's fine. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Ronda Rousey said that a while ago when she was streaming on Twitch. But yeah, she thought that the titles needed changing in names. She also wanted women's specification to be dropped out of it, which like we also talked about that, but like I don't know. It's weird. I get why they do it, but like, is that really a thing people want? I don't really know. That's something I'm ignorant of.
Something too convoluted, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a little too.
It's different when you have weight classes than yes. When you have like,
right,
because I don't believe it is the UFC Women's Champion. It's whatever weight class that is.
Right, correct. And AEW doesn't have. Nope, they do. They have a women's champion and then the TBS champion.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I think that's what they should do. I also think for this draft to really kick off, you need to have general managers. If you're going to do a draft, you have to have each brand has to have their own authority figure.
Yes, I've seen that a lot. Yep.
I also think because they've already drafted, now they have specific announcers for the brand, so you might as well do the general manager. You know who I thought would be great, but I don't know if he's available, because if he's not available, do commentary. Pat McAfee is SmackDown's general manager.
That'd be awesome. I like Adam Pearce a lot, though. I think he's...
I do too. Well, that's why I just keep Adam Pearce as the Raw general manager. Here's my picks. Raw general manager, or by whichever one, it doesn't matter what show he's on. And then I would have either Pat McAfee or Wade Barrett as the other brand's general manager.
Is Wade Barrett?
Yeah, whichever one doesn't do the commentary, because
okay, yeah. I think Wade Barrett makes more sense in that role.
I do too.
He's more authoritarian than McAfee. McAfee's just like a goofball.
He is, but
he would be good for like the entertainment aspect of it. He's got
the coolness like Teddy Long. Teddy was cool, but he was also strict. Like he was doing it well. But also, I think William Regal's contract's coming up where he can be on TV again soon. I think.
Oh, what if that's SmackDown's general manager?
I'd be happy as a pig in shit.
I know you would be.
That'd be There you have it.
I'll keep Scrap Daddy. It's okay.
Yeah, Scrap Daddy. What a name! I love that name.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Adam Pearce's old wrestling name is Scrap Daddy. So you can all have a good laugh about that.
I like how the draft played out. I like the sides that were drafted. Let's just see like how serious they take them.
Well, it
Um,
seems like they are because Triple H was like, these will take effect after
Backlash.
Backlash. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it seems
So,
like they are gonna like start platooning again.
I know. Hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Except for the tag division, that seems like that might be fluid for a little bit still.
Well, I don't know because if Roman's gonna stay on one show, it would be weird that the tag champions would go back and forth. And not to mention, I think,
Well, if they're
if
unified, is what I'm saying.
yeah, well, what I'm saying is they created a whole nother belt so that they could have a world champ. Why wouldn't you do the same for the tag?
They haven't.
Yeah, I know. Well, so I would hope that they would split it back up because also they made it. They weren't saying once they drafted uh, Sammy and Kevin, they didn't say, well, these two will go back and forth between brands. Like they didn't mention that. All they're like this on. And notice how like the NXT champions, the tag titles for the women's, like that seems to be just staying up there on SmackDown.
I don't know. I know Indy vacated her title, so
Yeah,
they
but the
might do
tag
the same
champions
thing.
didn't, and they're the people they're wrestling against are on Monday Night Raw. So it's like, are they gonna have their own? You definitely don't have enough women for that, so I don't know if we would do.
God, we can't have two women's tag titles. No, we can't handle one. Like no sexism. No, none of that. But seriously,
No, no.
seriously, logistically, we cannot creatively handle one set of tag titles. There's not enough women. Why the hell would we ever entertain two? We can't.
I agree. Well, hell,
Impossible.
I think we need to go back. Well, here's what I would do. If we're not doing the tag titles, we need to get ourselves some trios titles. I'm still calling for them.
I want trios so bad, man. Trios is so cool.
I think we need trios, and we got some great factions in the WWE right now.
When Big E comes back, you can have New Day be the inaugural trio champions.
I would love that more than anything.
That would
Because
be
you know what?
awesome, man.
I really feel like the New Day is getting snubbed right now. Like I think they had a like.
Well, they're
Maybe
rotating through the injury door right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they got snubbed because like the New Day, the the Usos passed their longest days for
Yeah.
the world, champions. So like New Day, like they don't even get considered. Like when they talk about top factions, they don't even get considered.
Yeah.
And so like I felt like they had a top spot. Like I felt like they deserved to be the best tag team in WWE history. And then now like the Usos surpassed that. And so like now it's like, do they fall to number two or like where do they fall? Because they have the second longest reign. But you know what? They do still have the most reigns.
Well, that's the thing. It's not always about like who's the longest reign. There's a lot that goes into.
Yeah.
At least to
they
me,
still have the most WWE tag team reigns.
the Usos are the longest reigning, but I don't think, besides maybe when they were first starting, they have most of the time been the most popular tag team.
Usos, and that's the thing about the New Day. They were real popular
For a
like,
long time.
Remember, like I showed you that it was like on WWE.com too. They put up a post and it was like, or someone like a real big page, and people voted the New Day over DX.
That's kind of crazy. I forgot about that. When you think about that's really crazy, because
Exactly.
when you think of like, don't even say best. A lot of people's favorite faction is DX. Like a lot of people.
And for them to get like voted over DX,
That's
like,
crazy.
I think they need to go away for a little bit because I think they're starting to like.
They are overstaying their welcome, yeah.
Yeah, I think they need to go away for a little bit and then come back with Big E. And then
it should be a big thing.
New Day again.
Yeah.
Because when you overstay your welcome, you start to change people's opinions about how much they really like you.
And you can't. I'm sorry. This is disrespectful. I can't even say no disrespect. Xavier Woods ain't the guy to carry the New Day. He's not.
No, he's not. He's the guy who holds, which is crazy.
He's the guy who holds the trombone, Teddy.
It's weird because he holds them back, but yet puts them forward in such a way still. Like
He creatively pushes them forward. But as far as legitimacy and
Yeah.
like in ring, he holds them back.
Yeah, which is crazy to have that both those roles.
He's the only damn one who isn't a world champion, and there's a reason for that.
No. He's the only one that's not a singles champ.
Yeah. Sorry, Xavi.
He's never won a singles champion. Those two are holding two different, like both U.S. and they're both intercontinental and world champions. And you know, Kofi might even be a U.S. champion too.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, so like Kofi's a Grand Slam champion. Big E's one title away from being a Grand Slam. He'll probably be a Grand Slam if he wrestles again. He'll probably be a Grand Slam champion.
Oh yeah.
Xavier Wood can't even get one.
Well, okay, so you want to talk about? They were saying, "Oh, Rhea Ripley's a Triple Crown. She's a Grand Slam champion. She won the NXT Women's, Raw, SmackDown, and the Women's Tag titles.
Yeah, she's a Grand Slam.
She's the Grand Slam champion.
Held both world titles, the NXT. Yeah, good for her.
She's
Well,
legit. Hey, you know what? I brought her up. Let's segue right into Backlash.
It's almost like you heard what I was trying to say.
We're just so in sync.
I was like, let's segue in. Let's cap it off. I think the brands are drafted well.
Yes.
Let's just, the verdict is out. We'll wait for the verdict to see how they handle this. But let's get into Backlash. Shake, you and I were kind of disagreeing about the pay-per-view today.
Yes.
Lay it out for me. Pitch me the pay-per-view.
Okay, here we go. Now you got to take hometown flavor into account when you think about this card. You really do. Because what I'm thinking about, right? Sami Zayn Montreal. It's never going to be Sami Zayn Montreal. Not never, but this is not going to be Sami Zayn Montreal. Ooh, Bad Bunny might be. We'll see. But anyway, you got to think of it like that. You got to think Sheamus and Drew at Clash, right?
Did you see, what's his name? Damian Priest push him down to the ground?
No.
Oh God, he pushed him like a child, and I don't think Bad Bunny was supposed to fall, but he did. And he and Triple Hunter was like,
"Come on, man!"
Like he's like, "Oh my God, he's on the ground." Damn, he pushed him that hard.
But yeah, no. Take that into account. Damian Priest from Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny from Puerto Rico, Zelina Vega from Puerto Rico. The LWO is very popular right now. We're in a Latin American country. Zelina Vega is getting
merch right now for 3 weeks straight. They've been top sellers for merch.
Yeah, the LWO shirts are fucking fire. Like I'm sitting here like, damn, I really wish I was Latino just so I could wear this shirt. But like, I'm not gonna. But that's gonna be a thing, okay? The LWO is gonna be involved in that match. The Judgment Day is gonna be involved in that match. Okay, that's gonna be really good. It's gonna be an underdog challenger going against a champion. Now, I think Rhea Ripley will absolutely beat the living fuck out of Zelina Vega, and it's gonna be a dominant reign for her, but as she should, correct. But I think the pop and the reaction for Zelina is going to be really awesome. It's going to be a really fun environment the entire show. New Year's Revolution in 2005 was the last time they had a show in Puerto Rico. That crowd was fucking insane, Teddy. I watched it not that long ago, maybe a couple months ago. That crowd was absolutely buck wild. We have the Bloodline, who's everybody loves. They haven't been to Puerto Rico. They're going to get a huge pop because of who they are. Then you have Sami Zayn and KO. Everybody loves them. And Riddle gets to be there. Good for him, right? He's thrown into that match because of Solo. But like...
Hey, let me just talk about Riddle. If you're listening, which you're not, put some damn shoes, some elbow pads, some knee pads, something.
Tape your feet, tape your hands.
In his underwear.
It's really bad.
Like, that's what you look like.
Well,
I don't
Teddy
think it'll.
Long made a comment about Riddle and how he likes Riddle's new. He's like the ladies can't keep their eyes off him, and I'm like, okay, well, holla holla holla, I guess. Like I don't know, but anyway, selling you on Backlash. Say what you want. We got Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. That's a huge draw. People love to see Brock Lesnar. Cody Rhodes is who he is right now. Okay? Like I said, that 6-man match, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun, entertaining match. Okay? Seth Rollins versus Omos. We care about it now because Seth needs to win this match. And we want, like you said, how is he going to win? You're interested in it. You asked a question. You're at least somewhat interested in it. I know it's probably not even in your top 3 on this card, and that's fine. It shouldn't be. But, like, there's something there
The
now.
most slept on matches is probably one of my most excited match.
Yeah. And then what else we got? We got the Raw Women's Championship, which is going to be a sneaky good match. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. It's very underbilled, I understand, but that's another one like Asuka versus Bianca that's going to perform, and it's going to be fun to watch, but it's like before and after, you're not going to care about it at all, but you're going to enjoy it while it's going on. And like, is this going to be a great pay-per-view? Probably not. Is it going to be fun? And are the reactions going to be cool? Is the crowd going to be awesome? Is Michael Cole going to be on point? Yeah, probably. I think there's going to be a lot to take away from this pay-per-view, especially with the new rosters forming in a couple of days. I think we might see some seeds planted going on throughout the night. So, like, I get where you're coming from, but I think this is going to be the best Backlash in years, and this is going to be one of those undersell, overperform pay-per-views, in my opinion.
You forgot, Max, that I actually am intrigued on. The Bobby Lashley.
I did forget about that, yeah.
Bronson Reed and Austin Theory. I think that's going to be a banger, and that could open up the show. I think that's going to be a big banger that people are sleeping on.
Yeah, I agree. I did forget about that, but that's another one that I didn't know that was a match until I looked at it today.
The build wasn't there.
The
build has been there. The build has kind of been dropping on a few things, and I don't know if that's anything to do with Vince. Like,
he screwed the momentum after WrestleMania really freaking bad. Like, horrendously bad. The Raw after Mania should have been a kickoff point, but it fell flat because he got in.
Massive fire Vince tweets and, like, calls.
They spammed the bumps chat, dude. That was all so bad.
And he still, like, is like, no, I should stick around. Like, I seen a video where it was these the group of black kids, and they're like, "Yo, Triple H has got." He's like, Triple H has got bleep watching wrestling again. He's like, he's got dudes in the hood watching wrestling again. Hashtag fire Vince.
He's not wrong though, dude. Okay, let's not go there.
Somebody, Gunther posted something, and I don't think he realized what he posted. It was a video of like, and it was the same video. It was Gunther, and it was like a bunch of black dudes reacting to Gunther's match, and they were like, "Oh!" and they were going crazy when Gunther won. And then on the very next, like, you know how sometimes you post like 3.
What? No, I can't hear you.
Know how you can post like 3 pictures or one videos on one post on Instagram? On the very next one, it said hashtag fire Vince in like big ass letters, and I was like, Gunther, I don't think you realize. I think you just seen it and posted it, but didn't slide over to the next one. It's like,
damn. That's funny.
He already was ready to bury you. You better be careful now that he's back in charge. Which that's actually something that scares him.
Not great, but we're talking about Backlash. You said you weren't excited about it. If I'm being honest with you, I understand where you're coming from. But I chose the glass half full mentality. What are you feeling about Backlash that starts in 32 minutes?
So I'm not as excited as you are. I'm excited for Cody and Brock. I'm really excited for that. Actually, I want to see. I hope Cody wins. I feel like he will. I also want to see what type of match it's going to be. Like, this is the first. So Cody doesn't like having shit matches. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
That's Brock what I was thinking.
Brock does like having shit matches.
Brock doesn't care. It's not that he likes
Yeah.
having shit matches. He doesn't care. He gets
So
paid either way.
this is going to be very interesting to see what happens here. I mean, Cody gave us the best Roman Reigns match we've seen
Yes. In years.
years since the Shield days. Like that was such a good match.
Yeah.
And Roman like elevated and stepped up, and it was almost like people had heard heard people saying Roman can't wrestle, and he was like, "Watch this."
Yeah, hold my yeah.
So I'm interested to see what happens with that. This triple threat match, I think you got three solid performers.
Yeah.
Like I think they're gonna go. I think it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, that's it. I also really hope that Damian Priest wins, but we all know he's not. He should though. Like, look at Bad Bunny. Like, Damian Priest. By the way, Damian Priest pushed Bad Bunny on that stage. Let you know right then and there, like, oh, Bad Bunny doesn't have a snowball shot in hell.
I just
like,
know it's going to be LW.
A real fight, he would kill him.
Oh yeah.
If this is a real wrestler, he would kill him. And so there's going to be a lot of interference.
Yeah.
And he's gonna end up losing, which sucks.
The LWO is gonna go out on top. That's how the show is probably gonna end.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So, but yeah, I'm interested to see just because like I hope he doesn't lose, but I know he is. So just the fact that I know he's gonna lose kind of turns me off from the match. But
it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see what Bad Bunny can do because we've only seen one match from him.
But he was good.
It was good, yeah. But like, let's see what he can do now. Like, let's see what he can really do. Like, is he on Logan Paul's level?
I don't think so. Because Logan Paul actually trains for it. Like Bad Bunny's still doing his shit.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not saying Bad Bunny hasn't done any training, but I don't think he.
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is a wrestler. He's a WWE superstar.
Yeah. Right.
And then I'm interested just to see how Seth actually wins. And this is a very strange match because you definitely don't want to have Seth lose, but you also can't keep burying Omos. Which, by the way, Omos has a lot of fans out there. I hear he's a wonderful person on social media.
I'm sure. No, we saw him at a superstore in Dallas, and he was good.
I've heard people say that they're really missing the ball on Omos because.
No shit. A giant can't lose this much, dude.
Well, not even for that. They all realize that he can't wrestle, but they like just his story alone and like who he is as a person is so heartwarming. And they're like, you're really missing the ball on Omos. It's like people are like, I love Omos. Like so many people like Omos, which is crazy. Like you were saying that you got called an homophobe. And there's what are they? Homo sapien is what they
Homo sapiens. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
So.
I ran into them. I know they're there. I love you, Homo sapiens. I don't hate Omos. Listen, I just hate what they're doing with Omos.
Don't we all?
Listen, yeah, and I'm not gonna defend my Homo allegiance. Okay, I don't need to.
Guys, before we even got on air, he was talking about how he hates Omos. How he's trash.
Don't clip that. I did not. Son of. Oh man, but
if there's ever a clip to get, if there's ever a video to get clipped, there's gonna be that one.
Yeah, so we'll see how this week goes for me. Thanks. But yeah, anything else you wanted to touch on for Backlash?
No, I'm excited for it to be over. So I'm excited for the show simply because I want to see. But I'm gonna like
tomorrow. Monday starts an amazing sequence.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Monday starts an amazing sequence.
That I hear.
And then we have a good show. We have a Saudi show.
Which I try to feel like this is going to be that same energy. Maybe not the production value won't be the same, but I think the crowd is going to give you more energy than you get at the Saudi shows. I just think this is going to
get a lot of energy at the Saudi shows.
I think this is going to be a WrestleMania-esque crowd, but it's obviously a smaller venue. But like.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
This is their WrestleMania. They haven't had a show there in almost 20 years. So, anyway, if that's all you got, that's all I got.
all I got. Let's watch some good wrestling tonight and roll into Monday where the World Championship title tournament runs, and we'll get to see if it's a continuation of the title that they retired back in the day, which it should be.
Hopefully, yes.
It goes with it. We'll see who wins, and I'm very interested to have a world champion, and I can't wait for the rifle world champion to finally hold that title.
It's gonna be good.
Gunther is the rifle champion who needs to hold that title eventually.
And he will. He definitely will. And I think he might be, because there was a story where they talked about how WWE wants to modernize these title reigns. So now they want like more long reign champions like they used to have in the day, like the Bruno Sammartinos, the Pedro Morales, and the Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah.
So like Roman is the beginning of that, and I think legitimate. So if Seth wins the world heavyweight title, I don't think it's necessarily an overly lengthy reign. I think the first long reign goes to Gunther.
I do too, and as it should be, because this dude only knows long title reigns at this point.
Him as the world heavyweight
NXT, his UK NXT title reign, so long but yet so illustrious and just beautiful.
We have Dragunov in NXT. Eventually, he's going to come up, and we're going to get Dragunov Gunther on the main roster.
Dreams do come true.
Yes, they do, Teddy. Yes, they do.
Hopefully. And hey, hopefully. WrestleMania 40 should be a good show.
Yeah.
By the way, I heard WrestleMania 41 maybe in Minneapolis instead.
That's doable. I kind of have wanted to go to Minneapolis. If it's in April,
I was actually not looking forward to that at all. But then I started looking into Minneapolis. I was like, oh, there's a lot to do out there.
Yeah, and like I want to go to all the stadiums, and the Twins are in Minneapolis, so there you go. But anyway, hey guys, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, we love you too. Okay, if you're watching the VOD back, we also love you. Don't worry about it. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you next Saturday. Peace.
Peace. Wondering where the Royal Rumble is gonna be. I don't want to go to a